So I've seen a number of YouTube videos, including an old one by the Angry Video Game Nerd, saying that Sega's 1995 add-on for the Mega Drive/Genesis, the 32X, was like a failed experiment, a piece of rubbish. That anybody in the gaming community is meant to hate it. With this video I want to give an argument against that. For those who may be unfamiliar, the 32X was like Sega's springboard into the 32-bit generation. It offered a cheaper taste of enhanced graphics to satiate fans until the Sega Saturn came along. Or if they simply couldn't afford a Saturn, though the release of the 32X did overlap with the Saturn's lifespan anyway. I never owned a Mega CD, or Sega CD for any American viewers, mainly because my parents were never going to buy me all three consoles. But I did receive on my 11th birthday a second-hand 32X from my dad. I was excited for it because Sega had hyped it up like an arcade machine in your home, and I loved my Mega Drive. Like a cheaper Neo Geo, mine came with 3 games. A conversion of arcadey game Virtual Fighter, Metalhead, in which the player controls a giant robot shooting enemies in a 3D city, and my personal favourite, Knuckles Chaotix. The final 2D Sonic game of the 90s, in which Sonic hardly features. In which the player was tethered to another member of the Chaotix crew, as Knuckles or another member of the crew, and had to use this tether mechanic to navigate the environment, otherwise it plays similar to other Sonic games. The 32X only had a small number of games in its short lifespan. Due to poor sales, and the games that I had were all I was able to get. When I got mine in '96, nowadays these games sell for a high price if only for their sheer rarity. But they're great games, so what if you had to have the 32X plugged in with a separate adapter? For the games I feel it was a worthy upgrade. I also feel it makes the Mega Drive look more formidable with the 32X set up on it. Virtua Fighter is a faithful port of the arcade original. I've said, isn't it? Metalhead here is an original creation in which you control a giant robot in a 3D polygonal environment. I think it looked pretty lush for its time, look. See? As for my favourite Knuckles Chaotix, well, maybe a lot of people are turned off by this game compared to mainline Sonic games due to the tether mechanic. But I feel this added a new dynamic to old gameplay. It added a higher level to strategy, with the momentum of the two characters being tethered together. And the graphics were amazing. With the extra power of the 32X, the screen was filled with eye candy. And the bonus stages amazed me at the time as you run through a 3D polygonal environment. I really do think they rival what was to come later on the Saturn and PlayStation. Then a lot more recently I see footage of games that I didn't own or hadn't known about, like an amazing port of a Star Wars arcade game. Even a pretty decent looking port of Doom, the classic FPS running on what's essentially just an upgraded Mega Drive. In conclusion, I feel that the 32X was actually pretty darn good. I still cherish mine and the few games that I managed to acquire. And if you're still watching, I hope you dug my point of view, folks.